Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. Please like, subscribe and comment, especially subscribe. And if you've been subscribed to me back when I was making videos like 2 years ago, then welcome back and thank you for staying loyal.
Hi guys, because I was pregnant during this recording, I had really bad mum brain, so there are a lot of pauses, and I'm editing on my iPhone, so it's hard to take all those little pauses out. So grab some tea, juice, wine, whatever, sit back and enjoy the story because it's kind of long, okay? It's kind of long.
Basically today I wanted to do a video of like a little life update since it's been so long since I have been on YouTube, and yeah, and just basically update on what actually went on in my life, because I know that one of my YouTube videos back in the day was talking about uni and gap years and not knowing what I wanted to do and things like that. So in terms of uni, in terms of a gap year, I didn't end up going to uni or even applying for unis. I absolutely hated A levels. It wasn't working for me, and you know, I just got to a point where it was the second year and I was supposed to have a third year at college, but I really didn't want to go back, so I didn't go back, and then I ended up having to find something to do. So my mum in the summer, when I eventually told her that I wasn't going back to college, she suggested that I apply to do a cabin crew course in a different college, so like a more vocational based college. So I did. I applied for that and I did the course. The course was 6 months, but about a month into the course, we applied for jobs, and yeah, and I went for an interview in January. After the whole interview process, and I ended up getting the job, and this was in 2018. So after applying in 2017 at the end of the year, and I was really ecstatic, really excited, because you know, it's a new job. Like, how many people do I know that are my age that also have the job? Like, I was really excited, and so I got the job in January, and I started in May. Past the course, I started my job, and I like the fact that every day was different at work, which is really good. I still have my job as cabin crew. However, you know, I stopped working 6 flights in, which was about a month into me actually flying, a month and a half into me actually flying. And that's because in July, on my last trip, which was in Miami, I found out I was pregnant. Yeah. So basically, in July, found out I was pregnant, and this is the story. So basically, I had been on a flight to LA, and I came back from the LA flight, and every time I came back from a flight, I felt very exhausted. Like, I felt really fatigued, and I honestly thought, yeah, yeah, this is probably normal. I've just started a job. I'm flying at altitude, doing night shifts at altitude, basically, because all of the flights back from like the US were overnight in the UK, but in the evening in the US. So doing night shifts at altitude. I'm flying in and out of different time zones for plus 5 hours, plus or minus 8 hours, all of this. So understandable, right? So I came back from LA. Um, I came home and I just felt really drained. I like had a bath and everything, lay down on the sofa. My brother had made a sandwich and I was like, oh, let me get a bite. So I took a bite and it was like this greasy egg and bacon sandwich, and I was like, oh, this is gonna make me feel sick. And then I went to sleep. I woke up, my mum had made dinner, and it was just like common chicken and chips. And I was eating and I was feeling so sick, and I was like I shouldn't have eaten that greasy food. Like, it's making me feel really, really, really nauseous. Like, I feel sick. I didn't say anything though. I was like, you know what, whatever. Like, I probably am just lacking vitamins and probably tired. So basically, I continued the week and it got to Wednesday, and because I don't drive, my mum would drop me off at the hotel near the airport, and I'd stay there overnight if my flight was early the next day. And the next day I did have a early flight. I don't think it was that early though. I think it was around 9 in the morning, but we have to get there at like 7. So I'm like with my mum because we had a stop on the way, and I'm like, oh mum, like I really feel really sick and just really like I need to throw up, and just really tired and really drained all the time. And she was like, oh, you probably need some vitamins, like you need to take vitamins, you know that like your iron levels aren't that great, this, that and the other. And I was like, yeah, you know what, you're probably right, because that's what I was thinking anyway. Like, it's vitamins, I need vitamins, it's cool, like I need vitamins. It never once crossed my mind that I could be pregnant. Like, even when I was telling my mum what I was feeling, it never once did I think, oh, like I might be pregnant. So I got to the hotel. You know, it was actually round about the World Cup, and like the time the World Cup was happening, and yeah, so everyone was being really loud in their rooms because they were watching the matches. And I decided to, because I'd had trouble sleeping because of the job and because of napping during the day when I was at home, I took Nitol. So, like fast forward to that evening, I took a Nitol because I was like, okay, like let me get to sleep, because it was around 10 and I wasn't sleeping. And it was weird because it had started having a really weird effect on me. Like, usually I take it and in half an hour I'm out and I'm out for the night, but this time around I kept waking up at different intervals in the night, and I was like, what is going on? Like, why is this not working? I woke up feeling sick, like my chest was tight. I was like, oh my gosh, like bruh, like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. But obviously I wasn't gonna call my mum and be like, mum, I feel like I'm dying. I was just like, you know, let me get on with it. I'm here. I'm up in the ends now. I'm here. Let me get in my Uber on the way to the airport and go and see if there's any remedies at the Boots in the airport. So I get to the airport, I check in on my stuff, you know, do the usual work routine, and I get to Boots and I'm like, do you guys have anything for nausea and stuff? Because I've been feeling really nauseous, like continuously for like the past week. And she says, yeah, we do, we've got like Pepto-Bismol and stuff, but is there any chance you could be pregnant? And then I was like, pregnant? Please. Like, I was literally just like, listen, lady, no, like, I'm not pregnant. That is ridiculous. Like, how could you even ask me that? I'm not pregnant. But, you know, like, I'll try some natural remedies on the plane, because I don't like taking stuff that I don't, that I'm not familiar with when I'm not at home. Like, if I'm taking a new medication, I'd rather be at home to assess what kind of effect that it has on me. So if I'm drowsy and stuff, like if I'm at home, that's fine. I can just sleep. It's fine. But obviously, I was going to work, and my main role is safety of other people. So if I was drowsy, there's no way I was accomplishing that. So fast forward everything. We've gotten on the plane now. We're on the plane. Everything's great, but I'm feeling nauseous and I'm downing ginger ale left, right, and centre because I feel so sick. I barely ate anything. I ate like this cold pasta stuff. It was nice, and like some carrot sticks and cucumber, and that's all I ate throughout the flight because I felt so sick. And then we were doing coffees and stuff for the breakfast service, and I felt like I was going to throw up. Like when I was serving people coffee, I felt like I was going to throw up. The smell of coffee was going to make me retch. Like it was so bad, and I'd never felt like that before because obviously I do this on every flight out or every flight in as well. So yeah, so I was like, what is going on? And then I was like telling my colleagues, oh guys, I feel really sick, I feel really nauseous. And everyone was like, oh, is there a chance you might be pregnant? And I was like, yeah, no. And stuff like that, like. And then I told my manager on the flight, and then he was like, oh, when you get when we land in Miami, you can call this number, and it will link you to the medical services that link you to doctors anywhere you are, basically. It's really handy, an amazing service. And I was like, yeah, thank you, that would be great. So we're getting ready to land now, and I'm like, okay, great, like I'm gonna call these people, they're gonna give me a remedy, oh my gosh, and I'm gonna finally feel better and be able to enjoy my time in Miami, you know, like Miami Beach, South Beach, all of that. Anyways, so it gets to the end of the flight, and my seat on this flight was at the front of the plane, even though my role was at the back of the plane, because I was considered as extra crew on this flight because it's quite a busy flight, and sometimes there's like one extra in terms of like doors and stuff. So I'm walking to my seat and I'm like, yeah, like let's get down to Miami, like let's go. And I start to feel really nauseous, and I'm like, Lord, like not today. Today is not the day I throw up on some first class passengers that have paid like $5,000 for their seat. Like this is not gonna happen. I'm not doing that. And it's too late to turn back to the bathroom now, so I was like running, like speed walking to my seat. I sat down, my mouth began to like, you know when you're about to be sick and you just, the saliva just builds up. That's what my mouth was doing, and I was like, no. And I was like in the middle of doing my seatbelt, but I get up and I'm like, ugh. And one of my colleagues their seat was also at the front. She was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And I was like, give me a bag or something. And she opened the door to the toilet, and I didn't know there was a toilet there, see me, but I didn't know there was a toilet there. So she opens the door and I projectile vomit everywhere. It was absolutely disgusting. It just kept coming and coming and coming, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm really not okay, because I never throw up. Like I never throw up. So I was like thinking I'm really not okay. And I went and sat down back in my seat, because you have to be sat down for landing. And this man in first class was just looking at me like, is she alright? Like literally. And yeah, and I just like I had to clean myself up and look somewhat decent to wave passengers off. And yeah, so fast forward after that, I found that weird, and I sat in this. It's hot in Miami like all the time, so I was sat in the coach that we get to the hotel and had like 10 sick bags in my bag just in case. And like we get to the hotel and stuff, and as soon as we get there, I call the number. So I'm calling the number. A lady answers, and she transfers me to a lady that's actually in Miami. So I'm on the phone to this lady. She's asking me questions. She asks the standard questions like, "Are you allergic to anything? What have you eaten?" Asks about um, asks about you know the. She asks the standard questions like. That you'd ask a girl, woman, like she was like, oh, like when was the last time? When was the first day of your last period? And I was just sat there like, I don't know when the last time I saw my period was actually. Like, it was weird, and because I hadn't seen it for 2 months, but I didn't pay attention because obviously I thought it's just the fact that I'm flying all the time, and it's just messing up my body clock, and it's gonna come back to normal. It's gonna get back to normal soon enough, innit? So I wasn't worried. Even when that was like a sign, I really wasn't worried because I'd started this new job. Then she was like, you know what, I think you need to take a pregnancy test. I was like, at this point I was still in denial. I was literally just like, lady, what? Like, come on, it's just 2 months. Like, I just think I need some vitamins. Like, maybe I've caught something somewhere. I've got food poisoning or something. Like, I was just shook that she was asking me, like, I think, like, telling me I think you need to take a pregnancy test. And I was like, are you sure? Like, I don't think I'm pregnant. And she was like, yeah, but you can take one, and then we'll rule it out if you're not. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, let's go then. She was like, okay, right, so go get a pregnancy test, go to your nearest pharmacy, get a pregnancy test. I'll call you back in 4 hours, and we'll like have a look at the results. So the 4 hours she gave me, that seemed like forever because obviously I could not relax. I was like, I'm stressed. Like, let me go shower, clean myself up, get into like a sundress, something cool, and like get a Uber to CVS. So got to CVS, pick up a pregnancy test with like two tests in it. I had no idea. Like, I thought I was just getting the ones with the lines, but it's not. It was one with the line and a digital one in the packet. So I was like, why the hell is this so expensive? But I was like, I need it, so let's go. But yeah, obviously found out it was expensive because I had a digital test in it. But yeah, so I get back to the hotel. I pee in one of their disposable cups, and I stick the test in, close it, put it on the side, and run out the bathroom as quick as possible. I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to be in here for these results. Let me wait my 3 minutes outside because otherwise I'll just be staring at this test. So I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for the results, and so this one's the one with the 2 lines. So I go back into the bathroom and I see a dark line, which was the test line, and the other line, which was like quite light. And I was like, this line is so light. Bearing in mind that obviously wasn't the first urine of the day, and I'd been drinking a lot because cabin crew were encouraged to drink a lot of water. And I was like, yeah, I'm probably not even pregnant. because the line's so faint and stuff. Like, you know what, it's probably a false positive. Okay. So I take the digital test and I put it in the urine sample, and I close it, put it on the side, leave it for however long that says to leave it for. And I left this one for 4 minutes because I was like, I don't want to get in there and the little timer's still going. So took that one, went back in there, and yeah, and I saw it, and it said yes with a little plus sign on it, and I was like, yes, what? Like, yes? What do you mean yes? Like, yes? I was like, what the heck? I was really shocked, and I was really just sat there like, oh my gosh, like, what am I gonna do? This is crazy. I was literally just sat on the edge of the bed just staring at these tests, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need this lady to call me now, like, because I don't know what to do. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, oh, like, she's still got like 3 hours. I did all this in an hour. And yeah, so the lady calls back, and she's like, oh, did you go get a pregnancy test? And like, what did it say? And I was like, yeah, I did. And yeah, it came back positive. Because I was like really silent after, and I sounded so sad when I told her. She was like, oh, like, I'm guessing this, like, she was like, congratulations. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, well, I'm guessing this wasn't planned and stuff. And she was like, I was like, no. And because I was being so quiet and so one word answer, she was like trying to reassure me that everything was going to be okay. She was like, oh, like, it's fine, like, you're going to be fine. And I know it wasn't planned, but this, that, and the other. Just saying really nice, like, encouraging words. And I was like, okay, cool. And yeah, and then she was like, well, I'm really glad it wasn't like any serious illness or anything like that, which is a good thing. And I was like, yeah, I guess so, and stuff. And she was like, then she just gave me advice basically about prenatal vitamins, all of this, all of that, like how to look after myself. And I was like, okay, great, cool. And we got off the phone, and that was it. Like, she just finished things up with me. She checked on me the next day and stuff. She gave me a call the next day just to see how I was. She was really, really lovely. And yeah, so yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much how I found out I was pregnant. Then after that, I had to then think about, oh my gosh, I'm in Miami right now, like, I'm safe, but like, how am I going to tell my parents they're going to be grandparents and things like that, which I'll probably do in another video since this video is already very long. So yeah, so stay tuned for that video. I will probably film that video I'll probably film it today, so you'll probably see me in the same outfit. And I'm wearing this, by the way, because I'm about to go out and I couldn't be bothered to iron what I'm wearing, so I'm just wearing my dressing gown. But yeah, so that's the story of how I found out, and then I'll tell you about the happenings when I got home back in the UK. Yeah, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got similar stories and you want to share them with me, please do. I will basically link all my social media and stuff. You can direct message me, or if you need any advice on like if you found out that you were pregnant at a young age or anything, you can message me and I'll be happy to, you know, give some guidance. And yeah, so remember, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe, and you know, yeah. So yeah. Until next time.